Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Last lesson we learned about lists, and this lesson we'll continue learning about lists. So last lesson we learned what lists can hold, how to make lists, and how lists work. So today we'll continue learning about them, and now open your code from last time and let's continue. So when we want to take a piece of information from a list, we use indexes. And an index is the information held at different places, so in between the commas of the list. So now indexes have name of the list and opening bracket and then the number of the index you want. After that, a closing bracket. So now let's put an example in here like this. So here, name of the list, my favorite desserts. Now which index it is and print function so that you can see. Now let's run it, and here you'd be expecting cake, but it's saying ice cream, which you'd normally think would be the third index, but it's not, because indexes in the computer, the first is always 0. So here it would be a 0 over here. So first one 0, and after that it starts from 1. And then we can also slice lists. Slicing is similar to using an index, except you're taking more informations. So they are really similar to lists, and here's an example. So again, print function and 0 cookies, and then there's the colon to show that the next one or from there to there it should be taken. All the contents in between should be taken. So 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so it should take cookies, cake and ice cream. It won't take donuts because it does not count the closing index. There's one starting index and the closing index. It does not count the closing index, but it takes information from the starting index until it finds the closing index and prints all of the contents. But it does not print the closing index. Let's run it. Now it's showing cookies, cake and ice cream, not donuts, because donuts is the closing index. Then when you slice, you can also take from one point to the other. Suppose you want all except donuts printed, you do not have to also print the 0. So you can just do it without the colon and the ending index. Then I think you'll want from the beginning till the ending index. Again, it will show the same output as this, because 0 is the beginning, but nothing at the beginning is also the 0. That also works with the end, with the ending index. So here you want all until the ending index from one place to the other place. So now let's run it. Now it will also show all of them, because you want the beginning till the end, right? And it prints, and now it's printing everything that you have. So now there's also a different way of using them, which is just removing this 0. So now we remove the 0, and it'll now think there's no starting index and no ending index, but there is a colon, which means I'm probably asking it to take everything from this list, which it's also doing, from the beginning till the end, everything. And lists are also mutable, unlike variables, and like variables are, but Boolean expressions and many other pieces of code in Python aren't mutable, which means that you cannot change them. So once you put it inside, once you write it down in the code and click enter, you will not be able to change it when you're in the shell, of course. So here we can, in list, we can change more stuff that we write. For example, there are many ways of doing it, right? So first we'll make a first mutation. A mutation is what it's called to change something in a list, which would mean write the name of the list. This is one way of doing it. Write the name of the list, like a normal list but with the same name, and write everything else, and then delete everything or write whatever else you want. Now enter it and print it. So now over here in the shell, it's not going to show you anything. Why? Because you deleted everything in the list. The next one is called the addition assignment operator. It's another way of adding stuff to a list. There are also different ways of removing stuff from a list and adding stuff to a list. So here, the addition assignment operator is a plus and an equal symbol, like this. It can be used in many ways, and the most common would be like this. Now you're saying it should add all of these to the list. We'll just print this, right? Now let's run this code, and now it's showing. First we change it, made a mutation and made it show nothing. There's nothing in the list. Then there are muffins, brownies and chocolates in the list. We'll learn more about mutations in the next lesson. See you next video, and it would really motivate me if you would like and subscribe.